Analytics for multivariate data, part 2. Some quantitative, some qualitative. So when we have multiple columns of data for some entities, we have multivariate data, and we can have many different possible combinations of quantitative and qualitative data. In this part, we will consider the case of some quantitative and some qualitative columns of data. So what kinds of analytics can we perform when we have multivariate data in which some variables are quantitative and some qualitative? Remember that through analytics, we want to tell some useful stories about our world of interest, stories that can help us understand our world better so that we can make some useful decisions and take some useful actions to make our world a better place. So when we have multivariate data with some quant and some qualitative data, we mainly slice and dice data through various tools such as Excel pivot tables and pivot charts, Tableau, and Excel Power BI. In this lesson, we will learn how to do slicing and dicing of data using Excel pivot tables and pivot charts. Remember, when we do slicing and dicing, we are slicing and dicing quantitative data on qualitative variables. So let's look at this data. It's made up data just to serve as an example. So we have multivariate data here. We have one quantitative variable, order amount. We have two qualitative variables, state and category. So we have three columns of data that makes it multivariate. We could have had 4, 5, 6, any number. Now, when we had bivariate data, just order amount and state, what did we do? We sliced order amount data by state. Now that we have another qualitative variable called category, we can slice the data further. Or we can slice the data by category first and then by state. If we had another qualitative variable, a third qualitative variable, we could slice it by that variable as well. Now we'll look at various ways of slicing and dicing this data. If we slice it by state, we get this table, and from this table, we can get a chart like this, a column chart. If we slice it by category, we get a table like this. The same 13,850 has been sliced by category instead of by state. And we can draw a column chart based on this table. Or we can slice it and dice it by state first and then category, both in rows, and then draw a column chart for that. Or we can slice it and dice it such that the states appear in rows and category in columns, and then draw a clustered column chart based on this table. Or we can switch the order of slicing and dicing. We can first slice it by category and then by state, both in rows, and then create a column chart based on this table. Or we can slice it by category first in rows and state in columns, and then draw a clustered column chart for this table. Or if we have a third qualitative variable besides state and category, we can slice and dice it by that third qualitative variable as well. We could put all three qualitative variables as rows. We can put all three as columns. We can put two of them as rows, one as column. We could do one of them as rows and two as columns. Any combination is possible. Instead of displaying the sum of order amounts, we could also display averages of order amounts or counts of orders or minimum orders or maximum orders or do all of these. So just with three variables, we could do so many things in terms of analytics. This concludes the lesson on multivariate data with some quantitative and some qualitative variables.